Hey guys, it's Fire here with a 3-minute guide to Ezreal. Now Ezreal is in a kind of a weird spot right now because his poke is extremely strong, he snowballs really hard, and he's also really hard to kill, but he struggles to kill tanky targets, which is why he's not played more. Now for Masteries I run 21-9-0 as Ezreal has a pretty weak lane phase, and if you don't put 9 points into defense then you're opening yourself up for a lot of pain. Now for runes I take flat AD marks, armor seals, magic resist glyphs and 2 lifesteal and 1 AD Quinn. Now this mix will let you last hit under turret, trade and also sustain back up afterwards. So for skill order I max my Q, E, W, taking a point in my ultimate whenever available. I pretty much always start with the Doran's Blade as it gives you extra health, AD and sustain to survive the early lane. Now you could also get a long sword and 3 potions if you're against a really heavy poke lane like Caitlyn or Zyra, but it will mean that you can't fight as easily. As for your trinket, I prefer personally getting the warding totem so that I can ward for ganks or the side brushes, though any trinket would really work. The most standard build on Ezreal right now is to rush a Triforce, Bloodthirster, Last Whisper and then an Infinity Edge. Now the first component of this really depends on how the lane is going. If you're against an easy lane and want more damage then get a Sheen, and if you want to be more tanky then get a Phage. Then if the enemy team is pretty tanky get a Last Whisper, and if not then you can get a Bloodthirster because it makes your poke hit really hard. Now this alternative build is actually something that I tend to use if the enemy team is really tanky or if they have one person I really need to duel like Jax or Aurelia. The Blade of the Ruined King will give you that percentage health damage, but more importantly it's actually going to give you the active which will give you that edge in a one-on-one fight. Finally, Ezreal's attack range is pretty awful, so you'll benefit most from getting a Guardian Angel or a Banshees. So Ezreal's lane phase is pretty poop unless you get ahead or your name's double lift and you hit every single Q. Now try to poke as much as possible, but in most lanes you're just going to end up farming until you hit level 6. Now this doesn't mean that you should completely ignore the enemy AD though, because you do need to show some aggression, otherwise they're just going to walk all over you. Now when you do decide to fight after poking, make sure that you always use your E forward and to the side and not directly forward. Now firstly this puts you in less danger, but it also means that E damage is more likely to hit the enemy, as if you E forward you're likely going to be closest to minions. Now your ult does a lot of damage level 6 and I guarantee you it will catch people by surprise, but only if you hit the enemy AD first and you don't send it through minions. Now in teamfights you want to poke as much as possible before the engage, and then when you do actually fight you want to allow your ult across as many people as possible. Always save your E to escape unless you know you've won the fight, and don't really expect your team to peel for you that much because Ezreal has a lot of mobility on his own. Now always try to use your ult at the start of the fight as it gives you full passive stacks, meaning that you can actually keep the fully stacked attack speed buff permanently throughout the fight. So thanks for watching guys, and this is something I haven't done in a while. I've only done one of these recently and I've grown a lot since then, so please let me know what you think. Please do like and subscribe, follow my stream, Facebook, Twitter, and I'll catch you in my next video.